But the Dallas Mavericks, hottest team in the NBA, 22-16, fourth seed in the West. Doncic is playing out of his mind right now, as we've seen. He's an otherworldly talent. I think we can all pretty much agree on that. This just doesn't feel sustainable over a playoff series or over the course of an 82-game season. He's going to get pretty tired. And right now, he's averaging 34 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, leading the league in points. I think he's third in assists. I'm just not sure if this is sustainable for them over the long term. Is Christian Wood the ideal or perfect partner for Luka Doncic right now?
Welcome to another episode of I Got Next podcast. Of course, it's your boy Jerry D with Tomer again and Juju. How's everybody doing? Happy New Year, man. Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year, guys.
Happy New Year,
Happy
everybody.
New Year.
Good. Good. Ready to get started, man. It's
Yeah, man.
been a fun NBA season. Been a fun year. And should be a lot more so this one. So 2023.
Yeah.
Tamara, you should run for president. That's such a good response.
Bro. I'm just tired. I think I'm with Jerry on that one.
The most entertaining name in the world, bro.
How come I'm the one that's like on borderline hospitalized and y'all still coming in clutch?
The team I cover is 10-29.
That's fair.
So my excuse is I don't get to see their best player very often. I don't know. No. Now we'll
No,
be good.
you're blessed. You have no excuse.
All
Don't
right.
let me
Well,
cover
we'll jump right into it. We'll talk about the Clippers a little bit. I do want to talk about that, but I guess we got to start with the hottest team in the NBA. I know they dropped a game last night. However, 12 wins in a row for Julian and Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving's Brooklyn Nets. Are we?
Victory.
I mean, look, this guy's celebrating over here because he's got a right to. Uh, we were 4 months away from hey trade everyone, and now we're at this team's third best in the East, and what are they?
Tied for
One
record
game
with the
back.
Bucks.
Yeah, one game back of the first overall seed in the NBA. So, take your victory lap, Julian. Yeah, go for it. I'll give you a sec here.
Listen, I'm getting my hair, my flow exactly like Yuta Watanabe, my new hero. Um, listen, I think, man, just knowing that the threat of Kyrie getting in trouble and Katie threatening a trade, that gives us superpowers, man. Like the Nets are functioning like I did in high school. I like C's get degrees, that kind of mindset until I get in trouble, and then all of a sudden, top of the class, baby. Let's do it. I think Kyrie just needs to keep getting in trouble just enough to toe that line, and we got it.
Get out. That's crazy.
We need we need to treat Kyrie like the '96 Bulls treated Dennis Rodman.
No.
Like
He's not
That
that
is
out.
what?
No, that's
no, no,
outlandish.
I'm no, 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 no. No. The way that Dennis rebounded is how Kyrie scores, like that degree of goodness, right? And that's what we love. That's what we love to see. But they're both nutcases. So we just have to treat them, and that's it. We need Phil Jackson burning his sage. Oh my God, the connections are real.
I feel
I
like these
did
are
not
different
think.
levels of nutcases, though.
Yes.
Like Kyrie, I guess, sort of believes in his own thing on air. Wow, my guy's just going at it. Yeah. Um, I mean, Kyrie's not taking trips to Vegas mid-season. Just like, hey, deuces, see you guys in a few days. Like
Dog, he's doing the
that's
you
next
know he's
level.
doing the mental equivalent.
Dude, I just wanted to say we really started off this segment with comparing Dennis Rodman to Kyrie Irving.
Not
Let's just
we, not we.
let's start, no, not you, but Julian brought it to the table, so now we just have to like address this
Okay,
first.
what I'm saying is there are two mercurial otherworldly talents that are hyper specialized in like a narrow focus of things that you have to treat in a certain way just to make sure that they're operating at 100% efficiency. That's all that I'm saying. Brass tacks. Okay? The themes are there, the connections are there. I'm not saying that they're exactly alike. Kyrie's not going to marry himself, and Dennis Rodman isn't going to have
Okay,
troubling social
okay.
opinions.
Well, let's actually talk about the basketball aspect of things here, because we spent the
Please.
better part of 4 minutes just not talking about anything besides whatever that was.
This is my
Um,
victory lap.
Nets have won 12 in a row, climbed up to the third seed in the East, one game back of the Celtics for the first overall seed. So is this the team to look for in the East now? Is this who we think is going to make noise here in the East with compete with Boston and Milwaukee?
The reason why I think they are is because Kyrie and KD, we know what we're going to get with them, right? All jokes aside, you know that you're going to get your 20 to 25 from Kyrie and like 7 and 4 ish, like that, right? You're going to get your 25 to 30 from KD, possibly like slightly higher, whatever. 9 and 6 in that area, right? The question about the Nets is how the surrounding pieces fit around those things, right? Is Ben Simmons going to be a head case? Is he going to at least be a defensive force and an offensive engine to get the ball to people? Are their shooters going to actually shoot, or will they choke like Joe Harris against the Bucks in the playoffs? Um, is their defense going to hold up at the rim if everything holds, or if everything collapses at the perimeter, right? So right now, the Nets are answering all those questions positively. Nick Claxton is leading the league in field goal percentage, or is among the league leaders. Yuta Watanabe, my hero, is among the league leaders in 3-point percentage. And Kyrie and KD are operating on optimal efficiency. So everyone on the Nets is fulfilling the potential that we saw. And with that being said, it's not just on paper anymore. We're seeing it in practice.
You
So
know,
I
yeah,
think as they're performing right now, yes.
yeah, like I'm a jump on your bandwagon as well. I think around our first couple episodes, we were all kind of on the fence, like, well, I don't know the drama going on if they're going to be able to contend or they don't have a rim protector. The defense might be sus. Like they're kind of answering all those questions. They still don't really have a true rim protector per se, but they do have the number one ranked. Nick Clax is not a super rim protector to me. I'm sorry, bro, but
This year he is. This
they
year
do
he is.
they do have the number one ranked starting lineup, like with Ben Simmons, Joe Harris, Claxton, Kyrie, and KD. So like
This
I
year
can't
he
even
is.
I can't talk shit about their defense this year like that. I really can't. That was the main concern for me moving forward with this team at the start of the season, and they've answered most of the questions. Now I think like when it comes down to like matchups in the postseason, that'll kind of dictate how far they go. Like they get stuck playing the Bucks or the Sixers, bigger teams that you know they're gonna
Sure.
dominate the post or feed the post. Then I might be like, well, that can go either way. But if they're matched up with one of those lighter teams in the East, like or a not really a really physical low post presence, they have a chance to go pretty deep, even against
We're
those teams I mentioned in the beginning.
we're still a very finessey team. Like I like against a Joel Embiid, against a Giannis, we are kind of effed. Or like if we get to the finals, a peak Anthony Davis, a peak Zion, we're kind of effed. But as far as that goes, KD is resurrecting 2018 KD like rim protection himself. And I think one of the keys that we're not
Help defender, great help defender.
right. So I think one of the things that we're not highlighting either is how well Jacques Vaughn knows this team, right? One of the big problems that I had with Steve Nash, that everyone had with Steve Nash, is that he didn't know how to utilize his players, didn't know how to rotate, didn't know how to use their skill set, and it just ended up being Kyrie, Katie taking turns, right? I feel like we're seeing now like there's a clarity of purpose, a clarity of role on the Nets, and I think hats off to Jacques Vaughn, man. Greg Popovich coaching tree, 2005 net, by the way. Um,
This guy
and
knows
I
his
think
details. Okay.
Yeah, man. So like I think he's like he's a Nets lifer. He knows this team. Um and I think we did see that he did a good job with the bubble Nets for what he had. So hats off to Jacques Vaughn, man.
As someone who watched the Nets pretty avidly a few years ago during the Kenny Atkinson years, when Spencer Dinwiddie was developing there, D'Angelo Russell. They had Nick Claxton, and when they got DeAndre Jordan, they went away from Nick Claxton. And so I'm gonna kind of back Julian up on this. I looked up some of the stats right now. Nick Claxton is defending the rim better than anyone on the team, even Kevin Durant. The defensive field goal percentage he's allowing 40% for opponents when he's shooting right against them, best on the team. It's about I want to say uh, top. It's top 10 in the NBA right now, uh,
And he was leading the league in blocks per game at one
and
point
he's
too, if
third
he's
in
not
blocks per
still.
game right now,
There
2.5.
you go.
and behind Brook Lopez is 2.6 and Jaren Jackson 3. So Nick Claxton deserves a lot more praise, I think, than we've given him so far. Pretty good big man this year. Um, Pretty much what you need, I think, with a Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving kind of
Right,
scoring duo.
right.
I think you don't want Kevin Durant to do all the defense, all the rim protection, all the rotating and everything. So I
Yep,
think they've gotten a good portion of things out of Nick Claxton. Jack Vaughn, obviously. I think they just needed a newer voice. I think kind of it
yep.
came to a point where Steve Nash kind of just lost the locker room, and um, I don't know if it was it may have been a thing over time where just voices started going in and out of heads, and it's like, all right, well, whatever, let's just keep going. But Jack Vaughn's been able to bring out the best out of these players. Um, I think one guy we need to talk about. I know that he's not putting up the craziest numbers, but Ben Simmons is A, active and available,
Yep.
and B, providing them with a lot of what they need. And that's not necessarily points, but that's playmaking, defense.
Right.
I mean, the other night he's got 6 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals. Um, he's able to push in transition. He's not, as long as he's not a negative for them offensively, not taking shots, passing up easy looks, then I think he's been very, very beneficial for them. I don't think he's got enough credit. I know everyone's talked about, oh, he's missed his last 12 free throws or whatever. Um, I think he's been really solid for them. I mean, he had a stretch here
This
where he
is
had um, you know, maybe averaging 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and 8 points. That's fantastic for a
th-
guy next to KD and Kyrie.
this is what I have been harping ever since. This is what we're finally seeing. I'm finally being proven right in a lot of videos that I had when I first started at Clutch Points, or like a lot earlier in my time at Clutch Points, where I claimed that all we needed from Ben Simmons was what he was in Philly. As soon as he starts playing, there's zero pressure for him. All he needs is to be a positive uh, wing defender, like 5 position defender. He needs to be an offensive, not engine, but starter, right? He needs to get us on the break, take advantage of his passing, length, athleticism. That's why he's a better fit, low key, than Harden was at the time,
It's
right?
there's
I
there's
agree with
not
that.
really a
I agree with that.
yeah, like we don't when we looked at that Brooklyn team, of course we all probably could assume that if they were healthy, maybe they do go to the finals or something like that. Who knows? But Ben Simmons came in and everybody was just saying he could play that Draymond role officially, right? Like that's exactly what we're seeing.
Yeah,
The
that's what I
rebounds,
wanted.
the defense. That's all they need. That's
All
all
the
the Nets.
Nets fans, all the Nets fans that were bemoaning the trade, we got another shooter in Seth Curry. We got someone, when healthy, is a more athletic, longer, more natural fitting Draymond Green. What more could you want for Katie and Kyrie? You don't want to jam up the flow with too much scoring. We're not playing 2K here. So that's what we're seeing from Ben Simmons, which is awesome. That's all that I want from Ben Simmons. If he gives more, he gives more. Great. But he's showing exactly what we wanted him for. So,
I do want to move on though from the obviously the Nets had their winning streak end, so we got to look at the second hottest team in the NBA, which right now, anyone guess? Anyone any guesses who the hottest team in the NBA is now? Without looking,
uh, let me think.
The Bucks won like no, the Mavs
It
won seven
is,
straight.
but I
The
think I the Sixers should be up there too, right?
the
it's the
Dallas
Mavs.
Mavericks 7 wins in a row
Is it
right
the
now.
Mavs?
The
Okay,
Sixers have won 3 in a row, 8-2 in the last
okay.
10 games. But the Dallas Mavericks, hottest team in the NBA, 22-16, fourth seed in the West. Doncic is playing out of his mind right now, as we've seen. Um, it, we've had a number of conversations about Doncic and the Mavs on this pod. Um, he's an otherworldly talent. I think we can all pretty much agree on that. This just doesn't feel sustainable over a playoff series or over the course of an 82 game season. Like I feel like if Doncic has to be doing this for 82 games, um, he's going to get pretty tired. And right now he's averaging 34 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, leading the league in points. I think he's third in assists. Just insane numbers, just video game numbers. Um, so I think we do have to give him credit on that. I'm just not sure if this is sustainable for them over the long term. I will say though, they're starting Christian Wood. Christian Wood looks a lot better than he did before. Um, so I guess my question. Let's start with this: Is Christian Wood the ideal or perfect partner for Luka Doncic right now? Better than Kristaps Porzingis even.
Yes, because as much as and I have seen notes of Luka Doncic's attitude, if that makes sense, like something that might have driven Kristaps away, that started a conflict, and people are starting to see Luka and they're like, maybe there was like something on Luka's side. It wasn't just Kristaps' fault, right? But if that's the case, Luka is an otherworldly talent, and it's one of those Kobe adjacent things where you need to adjust and build a team around that man, right? And Christian Wood is now coming in as a player who's pretty young, and very young regarding his development into a borderline all-star big. So if you have him come in, Chris Epps, like first few years with the Knicks, was anointed as the next star of New York. You don't go from that to being second banana to a rookie sophomore, right? So I think attitude-wise, Christian Wood is a better fit. Um, fit-wise, I can see why Kristaps would have worked better. That pick and pop would have been deadly. But I think with proper development, which again, y'all, I predicted, Christian Wood is predictably becoming that better fit. I think he is their answer. And let's keep in mind too, I understand the sustainability thing. We don't want a LeBron James style Cleveland burnout from the first run, right? But over the last 3 games, Mavs' margin of victory is 7 points. That's insane. I think that's like 10th in the league, if I'm not mistaken, something somewhere around that area. So Christian Wood keeps developing. Luca will eventually meet a there will be a happy medium, I think, as the season goes on. Um, so I'm not the most worried about the Mavs. I think we're just waiting to see Christian Wood marinate more.
This is a key thing that I think we haven't talked about, which is a big thing. They had some injuries. Dorian Finney-Smith went out. Maxi Kleber went out. Christian Wood came off the bench for the first in the first
Yep,
26 games. He started one game.
it was a mistake.
He averaged 17.7 rebounds.
Mhm.
In his last, let's see, what is this? 10 games. In the last 9 games, excuse me, 9 games as a starter. 19 points, 8 rebounds, 53% shooting, 40 from three, and they've gone 7-2, including a 7 game win streak here. Should they have started Wood from the beginning, Jerry? I guess is that something they needed to see off the bench first, or what do you think about that?
I'm not really sure why Jason Kidd wanted to relegate him to the bench role. Like, I get having a scoring big man off the bench, especially one that's versatile, that could defend and hit threes and all that jazz, but it should have been somebody that they started alongside Luca from day one. Because his game, like every Julian just mentioned everything about his game complements Luca's better than what Porzingis did. And I still think the whole Porzingis project thing didn't work out, more so because of Carlisle and how he just wanted to make him a spot up shooter in the corner the whole game. I don't agree with that. In terms of talent, Porzingis has more of that, but Wood is the better fit because Jay Kidd is cranking out the offense the right way to put the pieces around Luca to actually work around his game.
Well,
Obviously, go for it.
if you look at their games, Christian Wood and Porzingis on the offensive side of the ball are pretty similar. They're three-dimensional scoring bigs, that don't necessarily operate as pure lob targets. Christian Wood has a low-key bag for a big man.
I
You
think
know what
they
I mean?
both
So
have a
like
bag. They just
that,
love shooting threes is the problem.
That
right,
is the
well,
problem.
right, right, and that's the problem. I think that Christian Wood is being better used, and that was the initial. I want to rewind us all back to episode 1 or 2. I picked Christian Wood for my sixth man of the year. I have been I have bought my Christian Wood stock from all the way from last season. And so my whole thing with Christian Wood is he is marinating now. In the same way that oh god, I can't believe that I'm forgetting him. Memphis. Guard on Memphis.
Desmond Bain, Dylan
Desmond Bain.
Brooks.
Desmond Bain. Like that borderline all-star but ultimate role player. Top tier role player starter. Um that is a reliable sidekick.
See, again, I will go. I'll just kick back though, because I still am going to think that Porzingis is the more talented between the two. It's just that
He
he
was.
works better.
He is.
Was
Yeah.
I think he still is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it just works better with Luca and Wood, and also Jay Kidd's the coach now. The system looks different than what
Well,
an
right.
old school Rick Carlisle pedigree would kind of bring to the table.
That's
So I
why I
feel like
pointed to like Wood is more
more.
moldable. System is better. Like they're very similar players.
I will say
Um,
to Kristaps' credit, he tore his ACL and was traded to the Mavs. So his first year back
agreed.
was on the Mavs, and so I'm
Agreed.
sure there's a workload management, there's an injury management,
Right.
and I think with Luca
Right.
there, they probably were just like, all right, here's probably the best way we want to play to manage you to get Luca developed and kind of go from there. So, I mean, Kristaps is averaging 22, 9, 2 blocks in Washington right now. Playing well, shooting 48% from the field. I mean, he's doing everything for them right now. So, um, I don't think it's a surprise that he's played better away from Luca, but I don't think we should be. I don't think he's. I don't think Christian Wood is better than him, but I think it might just be a better fit as far as the overall
Yeah.
system, and part of that probably has to do with Carlisle, though.
And timing. Like that's what I'm saying. That's why I made a point to say like, listen, I'm not an idiot. Chris Epps obviously has more innate talent at his pure like especially pre ACL potential, right? Timing didn't work out. The um, growth levels and time in the league levels didn't work out. System didn't work out. I don't know what the hell they were doing with Christian Wood, but he was more coachable. Because again, he's a slower burn than Porzingis, right? Slower growth rate. So you're younger, you're more impressionable, you're more moldable, you're more coachable. There's a better coach for your system. There's a more efficient system to take advantage of your skill set. So that's why I made a point to say that they have similar styles of play on the offensive side of the ball. Defensive side, Kristaps blows them away, obviously, duh. But offensive side of the ball, that's why I made a point to say they're very similar. And at the very least, if not better or equal to than Porzingis, he's at least comparably slightly worse.
But Tomer, to answer your original question though, I really don't think this is too sustainable. Like with Luca doing everything for this team, like everywhere. I think the perfect teammate per se, probably if they managed to actually keep Jalen Brunson, that would have took so much more pressure off of Luca to not do everything for this team, from playmaking to rebounding to scoring. Having another point guard in there, obviously Spencer Dinwiddie's good, but Jalen Brunson's having a career year right now in New York, right? I think that could have been like, the same type of production rate. Maybe not in terms of the scoring, but high teens type point average for Brunson alongside Luca with about 6 to 8 assists, maybe. I think that's realistic. It would have been realistic in Dallas, especially this year. His game took a step up, especially after we seen him in the postseason against the Warriors last year. Well, the whole postseason run in general, actually. So to answer the question, like they're still probably gonna fizzle out at some point, or we're gonna see them taper off with a nasty losing streak. Everybody does it, but how long will the losing streak be for Dallas is going to be the real question down the stretch,
The
I
especially
other
with.
mean, yeah, the thing is, they didn't have
Go
to
ahead,
choose
Tomer.
between they didn't have to choose between Spencer Dinwiddie or Brunson. They had Brunson on the contract as a rookie, so it's not like they
Yeah,
had to choose between them. They could have kept Brunson. They could have still traded Porzingis for Christian Wood. They still could have built around that kind of duo of Brunson and Luca. So them losing him again was just a major loss because they didn't get anything back for him. It was essentially just a draft you. I think his rookie contract was also a little weird because it didn't give him any guarantees or something like that was weird with his contract, and he just walked, and that really hurt the Mavs. I think they're okay now. I don't think they're in a bad position. I definitely think it could have been better. At least, if anything, if Brunson didn't want to be there, like it would have been helpful for the Mavs to retain him, trade him next
yeah.
year with 3 years left on his deal, and get something back for him. But to get nothing, I think was just the worst outcome for them.
I
For,
agree with you guys that Brunson leaving, or like letting Brunson walk was a bad idea, obviously. But with Christian Wood improving the way that he does, I don't think like my benchmark for athlete burnout is first run on the Cavs LeBron, right? So how sustainable is that if your second best player is like Anderson Varejao and Boobie Gibson for the latter half of that run, right? But with Christian Wood improving, Spencer Dinwiddie at least staying steady as a mini microwave, I don't think it's as unsustainable as all that when you're competing with the Nuggets, who have their own questions, the Grizzlies, who have a comparable sort of talent tier, probably more for the Grizzlies, but comparable. You have the Pelicans. Pelicans would be the big threat. The Suns are tanking. Uh, you're not gonna lose to the Kings. Uh, the Clippers' health is gonna be a concern always for them. So I feel like of this is the Mavs' big question. And of all the teams in the West that have questions, and the West is kind of wild. Like this has been wild as a conference for the entire season. The Mavs question is getting answered better than the other teams' questions with the emergence of Christian Wood. So I'm not as worried as all that. My 0 to LeBron's first run in Cleveland meter is sitting at like a 5 out of 10 right now.
That's still pretty high, honestly.
That's still pretty high. But then, like, what do you think about the Nuggets? I think the Nuggets are sitting about like 6, 7 ish, even with the first seed. Pelicans will always
On
be
the
sitting at.
LeBron kind of meter where Jokic is sleeping by himself.
I worry about Jokic's burnout, man. I do. I do. Like it's not the same thing as like a perimeter player like Luka, right? But Jokic is still that big lone star as much as we like to talk about Jamal Murray and MPJ and whatever support Aaron Gordon has.
That
You know,
that talent
I
pool in
mean,
Denver
Jokic's supporting
is better
cast
than the
is
talent pool
significantly
in
better.
Dallas. So I think the burnout
Yeah,
is way further away for Jokic and for
I think it's
Luka
I
is
think
playing.
it's deep.
We're talking about Christian Wood being like, yeah, he could probably save the burnout a little bit, or like who else is on the team? Tim Hardaway, Spencer Dinwiddie.
it
Like they're
has to
not.
be a
Hey,
guard to take it away from that, in my opinion. A guard would help take the burnout away. Having to pound the rock
Yes,
24 seconds or 23 and kick out for a three or do it yourself is over an 82 game season is a long time. I
ha-
don't think Jokic has to do that.
having a
Jokic has Aaron Gordon playing well, MPJ playing decent. Jamal Murray's looking good. KCP has been a good revelation for them defensively. He's been really good for them shooting that. I want to say just 40% or under 40%. So they've had some weapons there.
all that I'm saying is that I don't like. I would be sitting at an 7 or an 8 right now without Christian Wood. Christian Wood alone brings it down a couple of points out of 10. That's all I'm saying.
you got a whole lot of stock into Christian Wood, man.
Yeah.
I
Hold
love
them.
Christian Wood, man.
Did he win you a
Hey, I
fantasy
get it.
league or something? Did he win you a
What?
fantasy league last year or something?
Nope. I just like I watched like just clips and highlights of him. I tracked his performance in Houston. I really love.
Right.
Actually,
He won me a league last year in Houston. That's why I'm asking. And I'm pretty
no,
high on
no,
him.
no.
I just don't think it's enough to save the Luka burnout.
I I think like even I think it's very frustrating to what while we're celebrating Christian Wood still I think we're still underestimating him a little bit, man. I really do. He's still
So
growing.
let me just ask you this last thing before we move on to me. Is Christian Wood at like top side, the ceiling, his potential? Are we talking like all star kind of candidate here, or a guy that can average 20 plus and 10 rebounds, or what? Like, what do
He's
you
at
see?
19-9.
Yeah, so is he going to be an all star like in the near future for this team for Dallas?
Low end, Chris Middleton level all-star? Yeah.
Even those players are on different planes to me. I'm done. I
Okay.
don't want to about Christian Wood.
Chris Middleton, Zach Levine level all-star?
He's not on their level. I mean, Christian Wood is good, and it might depend on them having a really really good record that you almost have to give them two All Stars. I don't think he's on their
I
level.
I said
Middleton
low end
carried a
all-star.
playoff team by himself when Giannis went out.
Listen, I know that Christian Wood still has to prove himself. I think he has a potential in him. I'm predicting.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm
That's
calling
fair.
my shot based on what I saw, and what I saw has been great. I don't know how much. I know you saw a lot, Tomer, and I'm happy to debate with you. I don't know how much you saw, Jerry, from before.
Paid attention to the Rockets last year, despite them being shit.
Actually, I paid attention to them for Jalen Green,
The
Filipino
the
baby.
the biggest issue with Wood to me, we're talking about this way too long, but the biggest issue for me is defensively. Is if he can just lock in defensively, not be a negative. Um, That's the biggest thing because I feel like his defense affects his offense, and if he's not involved, sorry, excuse me, his offense affects his defense. If he's not involved offensively, he's not going to try for you defensively. That's what I saw with the Rockets. Like, granted, the Rockets are a terrible team, so maybe that was a situational thing, but you can't have that happen, in my opinion, if you want to make any noise in the playoffs.
Well, then that changes the question of burnout. Then scoring wise and boards, like as a support system,
That's a different
Christian
question.
Wood is all
Yeah.
that. That's a different question. If we're talking about defense, no one on the Mavs can play defense. Like that. That's where the burnout comes in. So changes the question. Anyway,
I do want to move on. We're at the
Yeah,
midway
yeah,
point
yeah,
of the
no.
season. Let's give ourselves a little Wemby watch, a Wemby update here. The worst teams in the NBA right now. Uh, I don't want to call them Lamelo Ball's Charlotte Hornets. I'm going to call them Jerry's Charlotte Hornets. Um, at a very
Okay.
solid 10-29. They're with the
Woo!
Houston Rockets at 10-28, and the third worst record in the league right now is 11-30 at Detroit Pistons. As we know, the NBA kind of shifted the lottery odds, so I think the bottom four teams each have the same odds of getting the number one pick. So actually, that would
Mhm,
be the Pistons, Hornets, Rockets, and San Antonio Spurs at 12-26. Um,
mhm.
we feel any one way about Victor going to any of these teams? Do we like him better on any team? Because it looks like OKC's out of the running for him. It doesn't look
Julian,
like
Hornets.
he'll go to OKC.
Julian, hold
Hornets.
on. Wait, keep say it again. Say it again. Say it
Hornets.
again. Keep
Hornets.
talking.
LaMelo Ball is a triple double level threat when fully healthy, right? He has already established himself as a premier level engine of an offense. You're telling me that you get to partner him with Wemby? Like, it wasn't that long ago, a year or two back, I saw a 500 Hornets team beat a KD led Nets team. So, like, if we're using that, like, that mentality, like, yeah, the Hornets are having a rough time. Like, and some may chalk that up to morale too, based on, won't discuss that any further. But with Wemby catching lobs and a pick and pop from LaMelo, oh, that's
I just
like even if they don't really like make a big push to a top seed next season or like if they're like a bubble team, that's a ticket that I want absolutely at any point in the season.
I
Oh
I
my
just
god.
I just wonder how your first reason for getting Wemby to Charlotte wasn't for the better well-being of Jerry, having to watch competent basketball. That should be your number one reason. I
Dude,
want my guy to I
it's
want my guy to succeed. He's got to watch a 10-29 team right now. He might be able to watch Victor this time next year.
Oh, I don't care about Jerry. I just want to be entertained.
We can do both.
Hey, we can do both. Win
Jerry,
you
you
know
win.
what?
looking for?
Win win.
Julian is like my number one hater here at the company, so it's all good. I get it. Like he's as bad as those dudes in the comments. But anyway,
Quite a
Put me on the
compliment,
juice,
jeez.
Jerry. Put me on the juice, Jerry.
chill. But not like I'm clearly on his side, man. Like for my own personal gain, like let me just walk y'all through this. We played the Memphis Grizzlies. At one point in the game, we were down by 42. We don't do anything defensively that stands out. We fall asleep on lobs, easy back doors that I can see from up in the stands. Like switching sucks. I'm sorry. I thought Steve Clifford was really brought in to amp up the defense, but things haven't been that great.
Mhm,
And it kind of makes you wonder why did they bring a coach back to an
mhm,
organization after
mhm,
already having one stint. But
mhm,
anyway, getting Wimby would turn around everything.
mhm,
Obviously, like the culture in there still needs to be put in, and the
mhm,
guys like need to buy into whatever is going to be sold.
mhm,
But once you add another franchise guy, you already have Lamelo. You already have a 6'7" point guard that sees the floor better than his brother, arguably. Is a triple double threat. Gives me these like Penny Hardaway kind of vibes, but less athletic. So seeing that, and then you add in a generational talent already, like we all know he's going to be the number one pick. There's no debate. And you pair up the perfect 1-2 punch, right? We all used to love that phrase back in the day. Kobe and Shaq, Stockton, Malone, whatever. I like seeing a point guard, a really talented PG with a really talented big man. And that just makes for really fun basketball. I'm not saying they'll go out there and win a title first year together, but I am saying I think we'll make the playoffs, especially depending how the
For
free
sure.
agency like kind of goes along. I think people will want to come play with Melo already after seeing 3 years of him, which would be his fourth year. And everybody in the NBA is already talking about, damn, I don't think there's ever been anything like Wemby. So I would assume that NBA players want to go play in Charlotte in this small market franchise. It just makes perfect sense.
I
Whew.
would agree with
Tomer,
that
we're
actually
all in agreement.
because
Tomer,
go for it.
we're all in agreement, right? Like we think Wemby is generational, right? Like that
Sure, yeah.
generational potential, right? We've all seen him, right? So, and we all agree that at the very least, Lamelo's vision, if nothing else, is top tier, right?
Yes.
So if you imagine him using his vision to throw lobs and dimes from Mason Plumlee, replace that in your head with Wemby. That's all.
I love Mason, man. Good intangibles, but
I love Mason. I still have my Brooklyn Mason Plumlee jersey from back in
Really,
the day. Yeah, dog. He was my favorite.
he's solid. He's a good backup. He's not going to be a starter for you.
not a
Um,
starting center for a team,
to
though.
Steve Clifford's defense, though, I got to defend Steve Clifford here. I don't know what you expected when Lamelo Ball missed the entire start of the year. Um, Gordon Hayward's been in and out with injuries. Dennis
It's
Smith Jr., who was signed to be a backup, has missed time with injury. I think Rozier missed time. Now Oubre's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. Like this roster was meant to be, I think, probably a 10th, 11th seed, and they just haven't had any rhythm and haven't had any health. So
Mhm.
it may work out in their favor. Who knows? I'll tell you this much: if Victor does get drafted by the Hornets, I know who which apparel company he's signing with. The second he gets drafted, the second his name is called by the Hornets, I know who he's getting signing with.
Little
Um,
jump man on the jersey is really telling.
I did want to move on to another team that we're a month away from the trade deadline. They might have to blow it up. The Toronto Raptors. They have a lot of talent. They're 16-22. I don't see any changes aside from them. Fred VanVleet has kind of fallen off this year. Everyone's calling about Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, and Van Fleet. What do the Raptors do?
Here's the thing. Even if they're better than 16 and 22, which I think they are, I think they are decently close to a 500 team. And I think that we can all agree on that, right? And we've seen year to year already Pascal Siakam's added value on the basketball court can vary wildly from stretch to stretch, season to season, etc. Actually, probably the most consistent member of the Raptors of the three that you just mentioned is OG. Like, I don't think I ever truly believed that Pascal Siakam and Fred VanVleet were sustainable like top tier all star level talents. They have these big peaks, but I think we're going to remember them as those like championship winning, championship caliber, obviously, in the right team players that we say, oh, you remember who had 3 or 4 All Star games under his belt? Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam. I think that's what we're going to remember them as. So in that sense, I do think you do probably start building for the future of your Toronto. I think it's time. Maybe keep OG, but aside from him, I think those two. I think you've gotten what you could out of them if you're Toronto.
Yeah, pretty much. I really want to disagree with you just because of who you are, but I can't. I mean, it's pretty clear at this point that Toronto failed to live up to probably most of our expectations. I think I did see them as a 5 seed or something like that in the Eastern Conference, or at
Potentially.
least,
Yeah.
yeah, like at best, or playing in a play-in to actually make it to the 7 or 8
Yeah.
spots.
Yeah.
But now I'm just when I watch Toronto play on League Pass, I'm thinking, wow, Scotty Barnes is going to be really good in a few years, and him and OG could be one of the
Hmm.
scariest like defensive backcourts or
Hmm.
front court players, rather wing players that could maybe be a baby version of Tatum and Brown at their best or something like that. Maybe best case scenario for those guys, but now I'm just looking at them like Pascal's great second or third option on a championship team. Fred Van Vliet could be a productive starter somewhere
Hmm.
else, maybe in a Miami or a Dallas, or taking pressure off of somebody or another star. That I'm thinking trade situations for the Raptors' best players, but I am thinking build around Scotty Barnes primarily. Maybe
Right.
you keep like
And I want to preface like your thing if I may, and my thing too, this isn't a dig on Pascal Siakam or Fred VanVleet. All the respect in the world. I respect their games. I respect their grit. They are champions for a reason,
And they
right?
were all stars for a reason as
They
well.
were all stars for a reason, champions for a reason. And the only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, it's not a knock on their talent. It's because you have OG, you have a future superstar. It looks like in Scotty Barnes, and the timelines just don't match up. So while the value is still high, you gotta strike while the iron is hot. Otherwise, you get stuck in the deadlands.
Yeah, I think I'm with you guys on that. I think it's
Yeah.
I think at least Van Vliet, you have to move on from. I think not a disrespect thing, but I think you just have to weigh the
No,
future,
not at all.
getting assets back,
Yep.
um, building
Yep.
around guys like OG, Pascal,
Yep.
and Scotty Barnes.
Yep.
Um, it is tough though because you want a championship with these guys, except for Scotty, obviously, and those guys always
They're
have a
lifers.
yeah, exactly. They
They're
they hold a
lifers.
different meaning than just another casual player. So that's why
They
those
have
kind of
they
moves are
have
tough.
earned their retirement videos. They have earned their retirement videos in the Air Canada Center. So
Honestly, once Kawhi left, in all reality, it's probably like, well, damn, what is this team going to do? At least those were my thoughts. Whenever Kawhi left, you went from winning a championship to probably being in the playoffs. That's what I'm thinking. Whenever Kawhi disappeared, then Kyle Lowry's gone. He gets traded. So that
there
was
is
like the heart and soul for the team, and he's
there
gone now.
is there is an
Things
alternative future where Kawhi stays and the Raptors have dynasty potential. I
it's
do. I do think that.
I don't know, man.
You
I think
disagree with that? I actually think they had a perfect roster around him. Because I think you
That's what
bring
I'm
that
saying.
entire roster back. Danny Green would have gone back if Kawhi
That's what
went
I'm
back.
saying. That's
They
what I'm
had they
saying.
had rights to a lot of
Like
those players. They would have kept the entire team basically, brought him back and run it back. Now, granted, they probably were a Kawhi few bounces away from going to overtime against the Sixers, but the fact of the matter is that they did get there and they did win. And Kawhi wasn't healthy that playoff
all
run at all.
all joking aside, that roster was perfect for Kawhi, and then you add possibly like completely optimistically you add Scotty Barnes to that, depending on like maybe
no
I
way.
think Kawhi got injured around the same time.
No, I don't think
Kawhi,
they would
Kawhi,
get him.
Kawhi gets injured on whatever the point is. In any case, like Kawhi, like I think you had that roster around him, even with just Fred um and Pascal, and I think that's a team with dynastic potential. And he
I'm
left, and
I'm not like super upset at the take. I think to just play devil's advocate here,
sure,
I think that if Kevin Durant or Klay Thompson, if you have one of the two, we're talking about a whole different series in 2019. We're talking about then it's like, okay, Kevin Durant's healthy. I think they beat them in six. Klay Thompson's healthy. I'm going to say the same thing. And that was still peak prime Klay Thompson. Not this up and down Klay, he's been on a tear, by the way, but not the up and down Klay that we've seen at the start of this season or last season. We're talking about two all time greats in the prime of their careers, ready to win championships along Steph and Dre and the rest of that Warrior squad who had a pretty solid bench. I don't know. I really don't. Even if they go on to win in 2019, I wonder how teams retool and kind of rebuild to take on because you got to take out the champs, right? People have a target on their
Yep.
backs as soon as they win championships. There would have been a target, a huge target on the Raptors' backs. So I wonder how teams would have retooled to actually try to beat them, or teams out west too, the John Morants in Memphis, the Zion's in New Orleans, or LeBron and AD in LA. Like I'd be curious to see how teams rebuild, but it's not impossible. It's not blasphemous. I'm just a little skeptical a little bit.
hmm I understand.
Okay, no, that's fair. I do want to move on to a few games that I have right now. NBA All Star first returns are out.
Mhm.
We have our fan voting. LeBron and KD lead the West and the East respectively. So I wanted to ask
Uh,
you guys. I would have asked you guys who leads the NBA and actually let's see. Let's try this. Can you guys guess the top five leading All Star vote getters in the
are we working
NBA?
together?
You are working together. Yes, you have. I will give you 7 votes to guess the top five.
Okay, Julian, 1 and 2 are definitely LeBron and KD. I know that.
Right. Well, so Tamara, are you giving us LeBron and KD, like, and we just have to guess three more?
I will give you 7 guesses to pick five. I will not give you any.
No, no. But so like the five after LeBron and KD is what you're saying.
No, no, just the top five. Period.
Okay. LeBron, KD, duh. Um,
Okay, LeBron
Giannis,
is
I feel like,
correct.
right? You feel good with
KD
that,
is
Jerry?
incorrect.
What?
Yep. So you have six votes to get 6 attempts to get four left.
It has to be
Okay,
Giannis.
Okay.
It has to
Leading
be Giannis.
the most all star selections in history.
In history, in history.
Yes.
oh,
Oh, okay, that changes things.
I
Okay,
misunderstood.
gotcha, gotcha,
Okay, my
gotcha.
bad. Yeah, I
LeBron,
mean the most all star games in history. Yes.
LeBron, Kobe,
Okay.
Yes, MJ.
MJ.
No, wait, maybe not. I don't
Jordan
know.
is wrong.
Yeah,
Okay,
because he didn't play long enough. Kareem.
Kareem.
Okay. 3 out of 4.
I want Jerry. I want to say Carl. I really want to say Carl
Uh,
or Shaq, maybe.
wait, so we're talking about most All Star selections?
Most all star selections in NBA history. Yep.
I want Jerry. I want to say Shaq.
I will say
I
what you do have going for you right now is that number five is a three-way tie. So there are three potential players who you can get.
Okay, cool. Um, can we nix the KD thing from the record then? Because we thought you were talking about this year.
Sure, sure. Katie is Nick, so you guys have three, and you got one wrong.
Okay, Jerry. I really want to guess either Carl or Shaq.
I'm thinking of longevity, right? So
Shaq.
like Shaq did play for 16
He was
years.
he was an all star from year two all the way up until like
I think he was an All Star in year one.
was he? Okay,
I'm pretty
I wasn't
sure.
sure. I wasn't sure.
We're talking
So
about
that's
10 years
that's
of
like
him
that's
being.
like and that's at least 14, 15 years actually because he was still an all star in Miami and afterwards.
I think he was an All Star in Miami his first year, but I feel like he missed some like time with an injury, like latter years, and
I
then
don't
randomly.
think so.
I don't know, because remember, let's think about this. After he left Miami, where'd he go? I don't. There's so many different teams, either Phoenix or Cleveland or Boston. I don't know, but he was
Miami, I think, was like the end of my Shaq tracker. I don't really know timestamps for that
he
anymore.
was he was an All Star again in Phoenix. I'm pretty
Yes, he
sure because
was.
him and
He got
Kobe,
the legacy thing.
yeah, him and Kobe split the MVP award
Yes,
as well. Uh, I don't know. I'm a little hesitant on Shaq just because I know he missed time in Miami, like maybe in the latter years.
I'm trying to think of like people like Iron Men, right? So not
I
Magic, not Larry,
I like the Karl Malone pick. I think the Karl Malone pick might be a solid one.
Carl.
Is Carl your official answer?
Yes.
That is incorrect.
Damn.
Okay.
Karl Malone is
Uh,
incorrect. He finished with 14.
Um, Jerry, I feel like I feel like if it's not, let me take Shaq. Let me take Shaq.
By the way, you
Let
guys
me
have
do it.
used your two incorrect ones, so you guys got to go 2 for 2 here in the final.
Oh really? Oh God.
Yeah,
Okay.
you,
Okay.
you
Okay.
you
Okay.
went Jordan and you went Malone, and both of those were incorrect. Right now, you have Kobe, LeBron, and Kareem. What was your last one?
I really want to guess Shaq, Jerry.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
I don't know. I don't know. Moses Malone is another one that I'm thinking of. Um,
Are we
Hakeem.
going? Are we going too far back?
I don't think so.
I'm really
I'm
trying
going.
to.
I'm going back to like '80s All Stars too.
I know.
Um, I feel like Hakeem. No, Hakeem's not on there.
No.
Um,
Maybe
uh,
Isaiah Thomas, the OG
no,
Isaiah Thomas.
no,
No.
no, no, no.
This,
I thought you guys would get this quick. This is fun.
screw you, Tobey.
So far, you
Jerry,
guys have
Jerry,
LeBron, Kobe, Kareem, and you got incorrect Jordan and Karl Malone.
hear me out.
Two more.
Dirk or Mello? Not
Melo,
Melo. I think he fell off too much.
yeah, not probably after New York. I'd probably say no. Melo probably has double digits, but not like enough to break.
Jerry, let me take Shaq. I want to so badly.
Okay, Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal, man.
Yes.
Shaq is one of the players tied for fifth, so that was correct. Now all you have to do is get, because you got the fifth place one who was tied, you have to get number four overall. You guys have one, two, three, and five. You just have to get number four.
Jerry, hear me out also on this one.
Oh my god.
I was right.
You were. You were. You did your thing.
Ewing. Hear me out. I.
I'm trying to just run through longevity. He did play a long time.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Up until like 2001.
Yeah, but he was kind of like shit in the 2000s.
Oh,
Uh,
right.
you know what? Because when did Ewing come into the league? Like we're talking like early
85,
80s.
86.
Okay.
No. Uh. Okay. Jerry,
When did he?
I have a feeling it's someone old. I have a
Wait,
feeling it's
wait.
someone old.
Tomer, one question. One question.
Sure, go
Can
for it.
you tell us how many All Star selections Shaquille O'Neal had?
Yeah.
Shaq had 15.
Okay. So probably like 16.
I wouldn't doubt that Patrick Ewing probably had somewhere around 15. He might be one of those dudes tied for fifth or sixth or seventh or whatever. He might be back there somewhere. Uh,
Dirk. I feel like he took
Dirk-
a while to marinate though. Maybe a couple years.
yeah, because he wasn't like good right away.
Mhm.
20 years, but he did have the legacy thing going on for him too. So he did get squeak into one. I'm trying. I'm just really trying to think of the time frame when they came into the league because Dirk came in late 90s, drafted by the Bucks, and then traded to Dallas. Played with Steve Nash for a couple years.
Just
Or
because I want to see you guys succeed, I really want to see you guys succeed. I will tell you, you guys are pretty far off right now.
okay, so
It's
let's.
an older dude. It's an older dude. It's an older dude. It's an older dude. Wilt. It has to be Wilt.
What if it's Bill Russell?
Did they even have an
I
All
feel like
Star
it's
thing
Wilt.
back then?
They did.
I'll,
Well, never mind. Never mind. Tell me ask the question. Tell me ask the question. He's definitely not on the list. All right. All right.
I want to see you
okay,
guys succeed, guys. I want to see you succeed.
give me this. Give me this. Give me this. So
I'm
it's
giving
not
you
a
two
four.
extra clues.
Jerry
Not a
West.
what?
I feel like it's Jerry West. Jerry. I don't
You're,
know. Like I'm going.
you're
I'm going.
throwing shit at the wall.
I'm going with longevity right now. No, it's longevity.
You know what? I can't think of. I think I'm in my own head. Like I'm just running around in circles in here. What if he said we're far off, but does it mean that it's an older player automatically? Because
Yes.
like
Yes. I think it does. I think it does. Jerry, you know what? I'm just gonna let you guess. I'm gonna let you guess. I got Shaq. I'm gonna let you guess. I'm done.
you can't do this to me, man.
My my ulcers are acting up. I can't do this.
Dude.
I need to call my therapist. Um. eh,
Can you give us the
Number.
position?
No, 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 no. We do this with honor. We don't do it at all.
Is it
Moses Malone, Jerry. Let's try Moses. Let's just try
no?
Moses.
Fuck it. I'm
Moses. We're doing Moses.
Is Moses your final answer?
yes.
Yes.
It's incorrect.
Damn. Who was it?
It's Dr. J with 16.
Oh, see, I was worried that the ABA would screw him up.
ABA. That's why I was kind of like it
I
can't
was
be
worried that
anybody.
the ABA would screw him up because he entered the league in 1975, 76. So like he must have played until the 90s, dog.
He had to.
I guess
Dr. J played for a while, played till 87, 71 to 87.
71 to 87.
Yep, essentially an all star like every year he
I might
played.
have got my math wrong then. Okay. All right. All right. Damn.
Okay.
All right.
Another one I want to try here. I thought this is kind of unique here, since
Mhm.
you guys seem to be enjoying this all star one so much. Um, five players in history have exactly 13 all star selections. Can you name them?
I hate you, Tomer.
For real. Uh, can we say Carmelo now? Because this makes more sense to me at this
Mello.
moment.
I will give you. Because this is a little tougher. I'll give you 10 guesses to
Okay.
get these five.
Mello.
Melo's
Melo. Yeah.
incorrect.
Dirk.
Uh, Dirk is incorrect.
Damn.
Chris Paul.
No.
Chris Paul is incorrect.
No.
Michael Jordan.
He has 14, so that is incorrect.
Oh, fuck, man.
Exactly 13. Five players have it.
Jerry, I think this one we just have to spray and pray. Like we're just kind of just, you know what I mean?
You guys have named
Like
like pretty much almost all these players, I think, in the past. Well,
Hakeem.
you named a few of them. Hakeem is
Hakeem.
one of them.
Yes.
No, Carmelo's too high. He's 14. Yeah, this is a little tougher.
What about Hakeem? What about Hakeem?
Hakeem is no, he's one under. He's a 12.
Damn.
Actually, I want to give you guys a vote total. Just try and pick them. Just try and guess who they are.
Okay, Isaiah.
Isaiah Thomas? No, incorrect.
What the
Allen
hell?
Iverson.
No. 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 No.
Iverson?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Incorrect. Nope.
Too little. KG.
Nope.
What the hell?
Tim Duncan? Like, I don't know. No. He made more
Tim
All-Star games.
Tim Duncan and KG were two of the guys tied with Shaq at 15.
Um.
I'll give you one that you probably will have a hard time guessing. Bob Cousy.
I knew they had all stars back then, Jerry.
Oh.
Bill Russell.
No.
Wilt
Damn.
Chamberlain.
Wilt Chamberlain is one of them.
There we go.
Lenny Wilkins.
Ewing.
Nope. He has 11.
John Stockton.
You got the first
No.
name right, but no.
John.
Havlicek.
There you go.
Isaiah. Did I guess Isaiah? I guess Isaiah.
Yeah.
You guys have two more. You guys have Cousy, Wilt, and Havlicek. There's one guy you haven't mentioned at all, and I'm surprised. Like the entire segment, you haven't named him at all, and I'm very surprised by
Jerry West. Sorry. Jerry West.
that. No, not Jerry West.
Damn.
Elgin.
No. Bob McAdoo.
Clyde.
Magic.
Nope.
Chuck.
Magic.
Charles Barkley. Ooh, Magic's a good one.
No to both.
No, because Magic stopped playing in 91, 92. And then he had one more year in 93.
One of them is a shooting guard. The other is a center power forward.
I guessed Clyde, right?
You did, yeah.
If you did, that's incorrect.
Okay.
Shooting guard.
13
and then
All-Star selections in history.
Shooting guard and a center and a center / power forward.
Yes.
That's what we're looking at.
I'm surprised you haven't named this guy.
David
Wow.
Robinson.
No.
Nah, too little. 13? Did they play in the West or the East predominantly for their careers?
Both played East predominantly for both of them.
East predominantly. Has to be a Celtic, I feel, Jerry, or a Sixer. I guess Charles Barkley. What'd you say?
I was thinking of Celtic just now.
Not a Celtic.
Put it up.
Not a Celtic.
Not a Celtic? Okay.
Damn.
Dwayne Wade? Probably not.
Finally, thank you. Yeah, it's one of them.
I was worried that the injuries would screw me up.
Yeah, honestly.
Best shooting guard for a while. And you got one more. Who you named earlier.
Power forward center is what he said in the East.
That Julian named earlier.
Power.
What did you say
center.
earlier?
Did I say Dirk? I said Dirk for this,
It's
didn't
not
I?
Dirk. It's not Dirk.
Okay.
Okay.
In the East,
Oh, in the East. I'm an idiot. Sorry.
power forward in
Predominantly,
the
he played
East,
both conferences. Predominantly East, though.
and it's
What
not
was?
Patrick Ewing. We said Patrick Ewing already too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not Pat. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Oh, I thought Jerry had it.
All I said was fuck. Whoever's name is closer to fuck
Mm,
is
No,
what
no,
it
no, no, no.
possibly is.
No, I
mm.
thought you were about to
Moses.
there you go. Moses Malone.
Damn.
Moses Malone.
God.
That
We
was
did
Man,
that
it,
was
Jerry.
tough. That was tough.
we threw nothing
Uh,
but shit at the wall the entire time. But
okay,
we got it.
I'll make a less guess one. This one's not gonna be about guessing. I'll play this one. Um, we have the top six performances in the NBA this year. Um, you know what? I, I'm gonna send these to you guys. We're gonna make a draft, and you guys have to tell me. We'll give we'll give Jerry the number one overall pick, Julian the second, and myself the third. You guys have to pick, or I guess rank. No, hold on. This is
Rank or starting five? What are we doing?
rank these performances. I just sent it to you
Okay.
guys.
Where did you send him? Oh, okay.
I texted it to you
Okay.
guys.
Gotcha.
Yo, I don't have my phone, Tamer. You're gonna need to DM me in
Oh,
the chat.
hold on. I gotta find you. There we go.
Ooh,
We gotta rank these. Um,
that's tough.
Where?
so,
Come here.
on
Where'd you DM
Discord.
me? Discord.
Discord. Yep.
Discord. Okay. All right. Let me pull that up.
So
Let
it's
me.
it's top performances from this year. I don't know if you want to pull up some data on that. I feel like I put a good amount there. I'll see if we can rank these though.
I'm about to drop it into the Riverside for you, too.
Oh, we have
It's not
Riverside chat.
space.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Don't send the Riverside, you. You don't have to run the
Okay.
Discord. But
Cool.
we are ranking these.
Well,
Riverside.
let's try ranking these. Yeah,
Go ahead.
Jerry, you go first. Would you rank first on this one?
This is actually like insane to do because like they're all like obviously probably going to be the better performances of the season if something else ridiculous doesn't happen.
Yeah, right.
I'm a I'm gonna go with Luca number one though. I think the reason it's not Donovan Mitchell for me is because when the league ran back the tape that it was a lane violation on the free throw, so meaning there's probably no overtime and he's stuck somewhere in the high 50s, maybe low 60s, which is still a damn good game, but breaking 70 is ridiculous. But 21 rebounds for Luca and 10 assists, a 60-point, 20 rebound triple double. That's crazy. That shit is
First in
actually
history.
insane.
Yep.
First and hit, and it's not like it's a 7 footer. I get it, the dude's 6'8". I get it, but he's not even like the most athletic guy either. We're talking clean box outs and getting rebounds and stuff from my 6'8" Slovenian future MVP. So that's gonna be my number one.
Okay.
Two,
Um.
Why don't you say out the stat line when we make the picks, please? So Jerry picked
Uh.
at number one, Luka Doncic, 60 points, 21 rebounds, 10 assists, triple double.
Okay. I'm taking Joel's like 60 points, 11 boards, 8 assists, 7 blocks. That's stupid. That's a quadruple double right there. 60-point quadruple double.
damn
It's
near.
insane.
Damn near.
Damn near.
That would have been my number one, just because I think 7 blocks, 8 assists is
It's
insane for a
bananas.
big man to do.
You hear that, Philly
Um,
Insane.
fans? Julian loves it.
I'm surprised Jerry didn't go
I'm
with the Laker on this
I'm
list.
tough. I'm fair.
I will go. One of the most absurd lines I've seen: Nikola Jokic, 40 points, 27 rebounds, 10 assists. Um,
Jesus.
Getting 27 rebounds in a game is just absurd. Putting up 40 points in that game is absurd. Having 10 assists to go with that, otherworldly.
Hmm.
Is it on me or
It's on you. It's
Julian?
on you.
Straight up draft.
Oh, straight up.
You got the next one.
Yeah, I
And
will.
no one's
I'll take
picked
y'all.
the. So go
Oh,
ahead.
the Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, no one's taking the Donovan Mitchell game yet. I'm gonna take Joel for two. Honestly, I think you guys already put out the groundwork for that. I love defense, and you pretty much showcased it there. I just went with the hot name for Luca
Oh
for
wait,
one.
hold up. We're each ranking our like we're going like person by person for all seven. Oh, switch that up. I'm echoing Jerry's thing. Luca and then Joel.
So you have Luka at one,
Luca and then
Joel at
Joel for
two.
me too. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Didn't understand what we were doing. Yeah.
So Jerry, you had who at one? You had Luka, and then who was it number two? Joel.
Number two for me is the Joel Embiid's game because it is almost a 60-point quadruple double. So yeah, that shit's insane. Yeah,
And Jerry went. Julian went. Luka number two.
Same exact thing.
The
Same
same
exact. No,
order.
no.
Okay.
Same exact thing for
Okay.
me.
he's
I'm
Same
gonna
exact thing for me.
I'm gonna go Donovan Mitchell at number two for me. 70 and 11 is
I get it.
first 70
Same.
point double double.
Like seven.
Just
That's
insane.
insane.
70 paint double double. That
That's
shit is
insane.
wild, bro.
Yep.
It is great.
Yep. Yep. Donovan is at my 4. Nikola's at my 3. Actually. Tamara. Speaking of which, like
Donovan.
70-point double double is insane, but 40 and 30 and a triple double.
Yeah.
It's it's
That's why
it's a baby
he's my
version
number
of what
one.
Luca did.
That's why I have my number
It's a
one.
baby version of what
40
Luca
and
did.
27 and
I get
10
it.
is crazy. Jared, did you pick your third?
In regulation.
Exactly, in regulation.
Third.
Against Sirius Hornets, by the way.
Come on,
Yep.
man. Well, since that's my third. It's I think
Yep.
it's just pretty insane to see those type of numbers because every time I see like 20 plus rebounds or something
Hmm.
and 40 points or at least 35, your mind just instantly starts to shift to like a Wilt Chamberlain
Hmm.
type of move.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
and the 10 assists is just to boot. Donovan Mitchell will be my four because it's a 70-point double double. But again, I'll put like an asterisk beside it just because there was a missed lane violation call and blah, blah, blah. Still a great game, though.
My guy's going with the last 2 minute report to judge this. I see you.
We got it.
Yeah.
Real.
Jokic, Donovan, number two for me. I'm going to go Luka, number three for me. 60, 21, and 10. I just love rebounding, except when it comes to 70
Yep.
point games. I just love rebounding. Number three. Since y'all went with your number four already, I'm going to go Giannis at number four. 45, 22. Again, I love me some rebounds. 45, 22, and 7 assists in OT. Big performance right there. So it seems like the last two for a lot of us is Anthony Davis. For you guys, it's Giannis, I believe.
I think no, no, no. For me, Giannis takes second to last. Anthony Davis takes last, just because Giannis still crossed the 40-20 mark with 7 assists. Like the 3 blocks is insane, but maybe it's because I'm comparing it to Joel's line.
Hmm.
It doesn't ring out as strongly to me as it should.
Jerry, you want to take your boy
I think
last?
I'm gonna swap. Nah, I'm gonna swap that. I
Okay,
think
that's fine.
again, being in OT, you just get to stack up more stats, obviously, and it still counts as a part of the stats and all that. But I think AD's 55 and 17 was slight too, and it was just a demonstration of how skilled the guy was from scoring all
Hmm.
over the floor. Because I believe he had like 2 to 3 3 pointers in that game as well, but just flying all over the court, like he looked ridiculous. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna take AD at 4 and then Giannis at 5.
Hmm.
Obviously, 20 plus rebounds in regulation or not is nothing to sneeze at. So I
Hmm.
don't think you can go wrong at either one.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take Anthony Davis. I'll take Embiid for my second to last, and I'll take Davis just because 59, 11, 8, and 7 blocks. Crazy. That's a crazy game.
Hmm.
Absolutely insane.
Hmm.
Um, One more I did want to play real quick before. Well, not really a game, but one more I did want to discuss before we go into the all-time draft. Um, right now, guys who have missed the most time in the NBA or going to miss the most time: Steph Curry, Devin Booker, Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns, Zion Williamson, Chris Middleton, Cade Cunningham, and Brandon Ingram. Which player affects the league the most with their injury?
Say it one more time.
It's Steph Curry, Devin Booker, Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns, Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, Chris Middleton, and Cade Cunningham.
I mean, can I take the Zion Ingram duo?
Sure, we'll make that a duo.
I'm gonna take I'm gonna take that duo because if they're both missing time, that's basically the entirety of the Pelicans' entire job. You know what I mean? So uh, the only other person that I would pin that level of stature on would be Steph because he alone brings the Warriors to a 500 team, borderline 500 team, if they have dog water around him. So Steph or the duo of Bi and Zion.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go the same thing. I didn't know the duo was an option, but I will take it
It
because it
wasn't,
is.
but we will have that as an option.
I like Zion is slightly less than Steph for me because Brandon Ingram showed that he can keep the team afloat on his own.
You know,
Um,
you know
but
what? I think I'll just go Zion. Because Brandon Ingram has missed like a lot of the season in general. Yes, like when he does play, like you just mentioned, he could carry the offense for the whole damn game. He could 25 plus point score and all that, but Zion is obviously still trying to figure out who he is and could enter himself an MVP candidacy at any point in this season, averaging like over 26 points a game, around 7 to 8 boards, whatever it is. Steph, even with him being healthy, was struggling to keep this team 500 and was still. I think they still don't even have double digit wins on the road yet. They're like three and
Double digits.
sixteen.
They're like three. Yeah, they're awful.
They're like 3 and 16 on the road, even with Steph Curry being there. He's a part of those losses. So I don't. I expect the Warriors to still turn it around at some point because it's the Warriors, but I think Zion's loss to the Pelicans is a little bigger just because he was finally blossoming into that star that we all wanted to see for the past 2 seasons.
8, 9, 10, 12.
I'm definitely giving Steph like the benefit of the doubt here, right? The historical benefit of the doubt, though. So
Right, right.
That's fair.
I'm gonna pick Devin Booker here. Mostly because in between all these injuries, he had a 58-point game. But over that span, the Suns have lost 12 of their last 16 games. They've quietly been really poor without Booker, not surprisingly. And the Suns are sitting, where are they right now? They're in the eighth spot, a game out of being out of the play-in tournament. Um, Phoenix, I think, is in danger a little bit here because Devin Booker's going to miss some time. He's going to have to miss more time, and I think that's really going to affect the West because when he's healthy, they're fantastic. I think the Warriors, even though they're a bit weird because I think they have a lot of help around Steph, uh, a lot of top tier firepower, anyways, in the form of Clay, Jordan Poole, um, so they can kind of carry that. I don't think the Suns have that. I think they're actually in danger of kind of falling off here because 12 losses in your last 16, and this guy's nowhere near returning. Not great, not great, Bob.
Yeah, that's a big one. I think they probably will miss the playoffs if D Book's not available. So that's actually a big one. Yeah, I could agree
I
with
mean,
that.
he came back for Christmas, played 3 minutes, and reactivated the injury. Now he's going to miss another month since Christmas. About 3 weeks left in that timetable. I don't know where Phoenix is going to be, man. I don't know.
Be interesting to see.
All right, who's got this episode's all-time draft? I think it's
Uh, I think it's
Jerry
on
was
me.
picking the team.
Jerry.
Yeah. Uh, Sorry, writing this up. You know what? We will go. I honestly didn't give this any thought. So hey, look, we're all running to this thing butt ass naked. We're we're gonna go with the Houston Rockets.
Oh wow.
Let's
Fine,
go.
fine.
Who gets the? Do I
Let's
get
do
the
it.
first overall pick this time?
Yeah, yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
Tomer
Julian's way
first, me second. Yeah.
unless.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked first with the Thunder. Yeah. Okay. 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 Cool. First overall with the Rockets. That's tough. Oh, there's two guys. There's
No,
two
it's not.
guys.
It's really not.
It's Hakeem Olajuwon. Yes, I'll take Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yes, thank you.
But
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
James Harden.
I get two picks here, right?
Yep.
yep.
I'm gonna go Tracy McGrady
Fuck.
and oh, you know I won't go leave that behind now. Come on, and damn, oof, oof.
That's actually tough because I
Man,
don't know too much about the Rockets.
you know what? Give me Ralph Sampson. It was a Hall of Fame
Damn
caliber.
it!
I'll do Ralph.
I had a big man, but damn. Okay.
All right, I have to take the big man. Then now I'm
No,
going to
no,
go
no,
ahead and
no.
I'm taking Yao.
Uh, and
I
that is
have
the
to.
extent
I
of
have
my
to.
Rockets knowledge. Um,
Oh shit.
I truly don't like. Oof. Okay, I will take. Oh man, I really don't. I'll take. Clyde had a pretty good Rockets run, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
he
like he
did.
had a horrible run. You guys are just telling me not to pick him.
No, no, he had a good run.
He, he was a major
Not
part of the championship.
yeah,
I'll
wasn't
take.
great, but he had a
Yeah,
run.
I'll take Clyde Drexler and my third pick. I might have to go Charles Barkley as my power forward. I know he's kind of washed by then, but I can't think of anyone else, to be honest with you. I think I'm gonna have to go Barkley.
Okay,
Okay.
give me
I'm,
Elvin Hayes.
no.
Oh, good one.
I was cool. I was cool because I'm like, all right, I can get Clyde and Elvin. Nobody's gonna say Elvin. He took the older Clyde, and you really went into your mind just now. And just all right. Now you make life hard.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Hmm. Damn, that sucks. You guys are trash at this shit, man. I hate you.
I mean,
Oh
I don't even know who. I don't know many guys, man. I'll be honest. This is probably the worst. One of the worst teams for me.
Meanwhile, Julian has James Harden and Yao Ming and
And
Elvin
Elvin.
Hayes and Elvin Hayes. Uh, damn, that sucks. I'm gonna do. Damn, fuck.
I have mine loaded up right now. You dummies.
Like I might have to pick Christian Wood at this point.
No, there's one more big that had a brief stint.
I have my bigs though. I have Barkley and I have.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. You do. Okay.
That's why I said Wood because I can't pick him anymore.
You're gonna
I'm
move
not that I
Christian Wood
would.
to the three.
Goodness. Man, I'm really starting to draw blanks too, man. I told you we were going to this thing naked. Uh, you know what? I'm gonna do Chris Paul because I'm drawing
Damn it!
blanks.
Damn it!
I'm taking CP from that point. And damn, let's see. I have my one T Mac can play my 2 or 3, and I have Ralph, and now CP. Damn, who played for the Rockets like in the 2000s? Were they relevant at all other than T Mac?
Yao.
Yeah,
I
like
took
probably
Yao.
like the Ray for Alston. Like it wasn't great.
Steve to my Lou. Uh, damn, shit.
That's tough.
It is tough. Like I see why you made the Christian Wood like comment. It's
But
this
I
is
don't know
hard.
anyone else. Bro, Jerry, you got like a whole lineup fueled up or something?
But
Sorry,
Julian's
Julian.
just sitting here.
Julian, sorry. Julian got a whole lineup fueled up. What this Murky's got on?
He has to. Are you cheating, man?
I'm really
Like,
not. I swear to God.
yeah, can we use our phones? Like, I'd love to. uh,
I swear to God, I'm not cheating. I don't even have my phone on me.
I'm gonna go. Damn, I don't know what else to say. So I'm gonna go Russell Westbrook and just have him play the two. I can't think.
So you went Chris
Got two words for
Paul,
you.
Russell Westbrook.
Two words for you. Steve Francis.
I thought about the franchise. I thought about getting him.
Oh,
That's a good pick.
Give me a
is
primary scorer and a lot and like a hyper athletic lob target for Harden.
do any of you guys watch? I'm gonna need an honest answer. Do you guys any of you guys watch their broadcast at all?
No.
Mm-mm.
I forgot the name of the guy who's on their broadcast. I feel like he's a legend. He's the guy who wears all the bright jackets.
I, who are you missing, Tomer?
I need a guard and a shooting guard. Point guard and shooting guard.
Okay, good, 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 good.
I have
I think I
Drexler.
know who you're talking about.
Drexler. Yeah,
I think I know who you're talking about because there are several point guards that you could go with. No all
he's on a
stars. I
all the time. He has that bright jacket.
You could go Kenny. Hey, Kenny was a very important role player on those championship
Oh
squads.
shit! I just fucked up. Can I redo one of my picks?
No,
I just thought
No,
about something. Damn, I made a mistake, bro. I made a mistake.
I didn't realize how much Houston Rockets history that I knew.
I'm proud of you too, man. Good job.
I'm afraid that if I don't get this name right, someone else will take it. I mean, then again, you have two
Just do
guards,
it.
Gary, and you have two guards as well, right? Julian.
Yep, yep. Better than what yours are going to be.
I mean, Harden is like number one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
Oh,
though, you had one
oh,
of
oh!
Hakeem's
I
team.
know his name. I found his name. I found his name. Um, I don't know how good he is, but I know he's on the show. So Calvin Murphy.
Yes, that's who I was hoping that you were going to go with.
Okay,
Love
so
Calvin Murphy.
Calvin, is he
Love
good?
Calvin
Did he
Murphy.
did he, did he do much? I just saw him on the post game
I don't, I,
show.
I don't know if he was an all star, but he was a very big role player back in the day.
See,
Okay.
Definitely higher than Kenny Smith's level.
I thought you were going to take somebody else for your other guard. One of Hakeem's one of Hakeem's teammates on those championship runs that I thought you were going to grab. Do you need a guard, Julian? Or are you good on guards?
I am good.
Are you good on
I
guards too?
definitely,
I got
yeah.
James and Stevie.
And I got CP and
Who's the
Russ.
guard you were thinking about?
I was thinking about Vernon Maxwell because Vernon Maxwell was another key contributor.
Was he more
He's
of a
pretty good.
forward?
He's pretty good.
No, he was a
He was a
guard.
guard.
I'm pretty sure.
Might have played some 3 minutes though.
I don't have a lot of shooting, so I'm gonna go Kenny Smith just because I need shooting on my team.
All right, there you go.
I need it.
My
Okay,
last
so this
dude.
final round here. Okay.
Yep, I need a three. Um, I blanked on his name for a second. If he hadn't gotten like nearly killed by a punch to the face, I guarantee you he would be like higher up in everyone's lists. Rudy Tomjanovich.
Rudy T was straight. Rudy T was straight.
He had he had a few All Stars under his belt. Few All Stars under his belt.
I like it. You know what? Damn. My last pick, he was basically like a lifer in Houston. I'm gonna go with Luis Scola, the mid range.
Hey man. All time, Luis Scola is international. One of the goats in international basketball. I know we're talking
Great.
Rockets
We're not
only, but
we're not picking for Argentina.
Hey, Luis Scola was a solid role player, man. He did what he had to do. I'm
Sure he
cool with it.
did. Is he good
And
enough to skip out on Dikembe?
the Kemba was kind of old when he got to Houston,
he
though. But yeah,
was. I mean,
Y'all also forgot about Sam Cassell.
shit. I didn't want to take shit got ugly like Sam Cassell. Honestly, I was cool with Russ over Sam.
That's the
But
most vain thing I've ever heard you say.
also, yeah,
really,
Dikembe was washed when he got to Houston. He was absolutely washed. No
Yeah,
disrespect.
I guess. I guess.
I
Sam
think
Cassell when he
I'll
got to
take Scola.
Houston.
He was still a
Take
big
Scola.
body.
Take
Still a big
Scola. All
body.
right. Run through our teams. Tomer, go.
All right, so my team is Calvin Murphy, Kenny Smith, Clyde Drexler, Charles Barkley, and Hakeem Olajuwon. You want me to go through yours too?
No, I'm gonna go through mine.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think
No,
I got a pretty good squad there.
I'm gonna take my victory lap. I'm taking James Harden throwing lobs to Steve Francis, Yao, and pick and popping with Elvin Hayes. And then just in case my four options don't do well, I have a five-time All-Star and Rudy Tomjanovich on the wing. A big wing.
How'd you know he was a five-time All-Star?
What?
How'd you know he was a five-time All-Star?
Because I knew the documentary about him getting punched in the face.
Uh-huh. You just happen
Yeah,
to
for
know
sure.
that Rudy Tomjanovich is a five-time All-Star.
Yes, I do.
You couldn't guess 20 minutes ago. You couldn't guess Dirk Nowitzki and Shaq and all those guys, but you know Rudy Tomjanovich is a five-time All-Star.
Did they have a documentary about them being punched in the face? No?
Maybe I should have asked about Rudy too. Come on, Jerry. That's a little sus, man. My guy doesn't know
I don't have a
Shaq,
phone.
but he knows.
I don't have a phone. I guessed Shaq. I got the names right.
Okay, okay. Jerry, your team.
Okay. I got. We just had a moment. I got CP, Russ, Tracy McGrady, Luis Scola, the Argentinian menace, and Ralph. I like my team, man. I do, but I'm not too prideful to admit, Tomer. I think Julian's team won,
Oh, I disagree.
despite being in the middle spot.
It's
No,
not
I
hard.
disagree
Low
on
diff.
that.
Low
I
diff.
disagree
Low
on that.
diff. Low
Hakeem and
diff.
Charles Barkley, together with Clyde Drexler and Calvin Murphy, who
Don't
is
talk to me.
their
Don't talk to me about a rocket truck, man.
Rocket Chuck with Clyde? With Rocket Clyde?
bro? What are you
It's
talking
very
about?
cute, man.
Rocket Chuck right now. His stats: 16 points, 12 rebounds, a block, and 4 assists
Dude,
That's
in 4 years.
he
that's very
wasn't
cute.
he
That's
wasn't
very cute.
terrible. He wasn't terrible, but
It's very cute.
he
But
yeah,
they're not they're not operating next to Yao and Peak Elvin.
No,
yeah,
Yao
like I'll
gets
take a
open by
big
every
Evan
play. What are
over.
you talking about? Yao is a
Whatever you want, man.
statue.
If
Whatever
if
helps you sleep at night.
if it was a peak Chuck, I'd be like, hey, you might have a chance, but we're talking about
Whatever helps you
rocket.
sleep at night, man.
I
Whatever
have
helps
two
you
of the
sleep at
top
night,
three
man.
scorers in Rockets history: Calvin Murphy and
That's great.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
That's great. Very
Uh,
happy for you. I have James Harden, Steve
all I can say
Francis,
for
Yao Ming,
sure,
Elvin Hayes.
I think it's like 1A, 1B with me and Julian, and then Jerry's just down here somewhere.
Yeah,
Uh,
Jerry,
I don't,
Jerry,
no, we're not
Jerry,
doing that. No.
you better hope T Max ass foam rolls before this game. Because
Hey, hey, look, my team is actually pretty solid. Okay, when
whatever you want to
CP
say.
got to Houston, they would have beat the Warriors if CP didn't pull his hammy.
They would
CP
have.
was the key guy, not James Harden, who disappears in big playoff games. I don't want
Yeah,
to hear that.
that's why I have Elvin Hayes and Yao Ming as my bigs to settle down the offense.
And listen.
I'm not
Ralph
gonna
said
attack CP. I'm attacking Luis Scola. What are we doing here?
you can
Look
talk
at
all you
that
want
point.
about Luis.
At that point, it's fringe
He,
players, bro.
I couldn't think of another name.
I got Rudy.
I'm not even like Rudy was good. Okay, Rudy was good, but uh,
How many All Stars
All
did Luis Scola get?
we're not comparing him to Luis Scola, dude. We're not doing that.
Last round picks.
He's playing the
all,
three. Rudy T's playing the three, right?
He can hybrid the four.
all I know is I
Dude,
have the best big man in Rockets history, the third leading scorer, and Clyde Drexler, who is the leading 10-time All Star, 3 Hall of Famers on my team. 3. I think it's
I'm so happy for
pretty
you.
cut and dry.
I'm
don't throw
so
out
happy.
Hall of Fame status because we
I'm
have
so
all the
happy
same
for you.
stars on our team too.
I'm
How
so
many of them
happy
got
for you,
rings?
Tomer.
That's a good point.
That's a
that's
pretty good point. That's a
that's
pretty good point.
that you had right
That's a
there.
good point. Elvin has a ring. I'm pretty sure.
You got
Okay.
Google
I
still
got
pulled
Elvin.
up? You still got Google
I,
pulled up?
I got Elvin. I think I still have Elvin. Luis Scola. Shut up, Jerry.
Dude, you Googled your whole team. Congratulations, man. You won.
What are you talking about? There is no way in hell that I could do that without a phone.
But I just don't know how you
What
know
do
that Rudy T has 5 all like Who knows that? Who
Dog,
just? I don't care if he got punched.
dog, do you guys know about? He almost died, guys,
I get
on the
that.
court.
I know.
Dog,
Okay,
you
It's just
guys don't know
real
about
quick,
that?
real quick. Um, Julian, how many All Stars does Kyrie have? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
2011,
That's what I thought.
2011. When the documentary gets made, let me know. 2011. I want to say 9.
7.
he closed the tabs. He closed the tabs, bro.
Yeah.
I want to say 9. Whatever you guys want. Whatever you guys want. Doesn't matter. You missed out on Elvin.
All
That's
right.
funny.
It's been fun. The Rockets' all-time draft has been completed. Julian, I'll give you the draft title. Tomer, I'm sorry, bro, but you could be second place if it
Wow.
makes you feel. You got
Not
it.
not
Hey,
not that third place's opinion really matters on my team, but sure.
Damn.
that's fair. Okay, I don't like picking last
Damn.
either. I gotta be number one, dude. It's the
Damn.
only way I'm gonna win. But yeah, man, it's been fun. We all provided great insight on all these topics, but I just want to dive into a little football shout out for DeMar Hamlin. Hope he
Hey,
gets ASAP, man. It's a serious situation. Everybody's
he's
praying for him.
his eyes are open. He's holding people's hands. Like, keep
Communicating
fighting.
via writing is what I saw today, so that's good
Yep.
news.
Yep.
Really good news.
Sure. I think that's a very feel good moment. So we're not just trying to chop off each other's heads about this draft. So it's been
Okay.
another episode of I Got Next. Tune in next time.